to start recording. Let's get some gameplay, because I'm just jawing here. We've got this Cobalt of Gozag. I was just cavalierly sort of rushing through the dungeon last night, or whenever I was doing this. I guess it was late last night. We've got a short sword of electrocution on hand here, and we're training this. Wait, am I training air magic? Why am I training air magic? Oh, right, I found swiftness. Yeah, we're gonna play like we're streaking tonight, and not like I am high, on something. I was just sleep deprived, I guess, last night and going nuts. So let's actually be careful now. Let's take a look. D5 has an exclusion. I'm gonna take a look at what that is. I don't, believe it or not, I do not remember. Okay, I skipped D5 because there was a wyvern, which I foolishly put onto the table. We can't really fight a wyvern, unfortunately. Got Potion Petition for free still. Got our short sword of electrocution, and we've got a scroll shop. Ah, yes, I remember this. I was trying to decide what it is that I was going to buy. Not the Hat of the Alchemist just yet. Alright, I think it's pretty obvious that the first thing we get is Enchant Armor. Any boots available? Nope. So we will just go ahead and enchant up the boots. I'll go ahead and get these enchant weapons as well. You know, no reason not to, really. Do we have any fog? We have one fog. Actually, let's buy all this stuff. Okay. Both the fog and the magic mapping. That gives us a free identify on the magic mapping, which is handy. It seems kind of weird, I'm sure, to go ahead and enchant up this short sword. Although, honestly, I'm really, even without training, I am tempted to train up the sling. We're going to or rather enchant up the sling. We're going to enchant up the short sword, though. This will make this thing hit way more often. And it's not like we're going to be doing like an end-game weapon, you know? Like, we don't care about trying to use a demon blade or something. Our end-game weapon is going to be magic. Dude, Sling's Cobalt is perfectly good, doesn't he? It's 0 skill. It's just that we found the electric sword first, and you know, I'd rather cheese my +3 apt than a +0 apt on a caster, you know, because I don't want to put too much mana investment into all that. Anyway, I'm looking at my items here. I see we're using a Ring of Strength. What the hell was I thinking with that? We're not really doing much in terms of base damage anyway, so let's wear Intelligence instead. Drop the Strength. The joke there is Halfling. Oh, I see, yeah. Halfling would be the better call for that for sure. Okay, so we have Profire on an Int. Other options are Corrosion Resistance and our Neg, which are not good to have on all the time if you have something better. Alright, I think we're good to continue. Actually, one more thing. Let's, dude. We're going to grab this robe. This is huge. This gives us our poise. This gives us 2 more AC. It gives us Dex -3, so we're going to lose 1 EV, but that's completely worth it. You know, for a caster on D7, 15 AC, 17 EV is not bad at all. That's pretty good, actually. And you might think this is somewhat of a waste since we're going to be using the Hat of the Alchemist later, but we might not have that on for a little while. So, I mean, look at my resistances, though. Even without the Hat of the Alchemist, look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. It's sexy as hell. The only thing I'm missing, really, is MR. Let's go down. Not into a hatch. We're looking pretty solid. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Rogue shenanigans. I don't know about using Bloodbane on any character, really. Except for one that has, you know, what do you call it? Clarity. You know what? I made a mistake. Let's go up. I forgot to identify some things. Berserk Rage. Okay, I blew a blink scroll identifying it, but that's okay. At least we know we have those now. We know we have Brilliance, which is actually quite nice on this character. We have a lot of excellent things. This is a character that would have a hard time dying without some shenanigans happening. Just gotta do this. I know I shouldn't auto-explore, but I'm going to. Okay, this is okay. This is less okay. What's up with this elliptic streak nonsense? I'm trying to duplicate Elliptic's 40-some long streak, which started with a Tengu Conjurer and then went into a Kobold Earth Elementalist and did a bunch of stuff. Elliptic is probably one of the, well, he's a dev, a former dev, I suppose, at this point. One of the old school names in Dungeon Crawl. Here's the streak list, by the way. It says that I have more wins than him in a row, but that's because whoever is maintaining this list is doing a shitty job because there's bugs in it, which makes it look like I have 52 wins in a row, and I don't. I actually have 37, and then that streak ended. Elliptic's is 43 long, and then somehow he lost on a Spriggan Enchanter. So... Anyway, there is a wyvern on this floor. I really want to get rapid decon up as fast as possible. But we can totally kill the wyvern with... let's pull this. We can kill the wyvern with Ice Blast if need be. Kind of hoping he would show up. Digging the elitist vibe. What's the vibe? What did I say that was elitist? That Elliptic was a really good player, or what? Filthy DD casuals. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. Right, I get like endless flack from people that say that my streak is not as good as anybody else's because it's a bunch of deep dwarves, which is, I mean, to be honest, it is a fair point, I guess. Let's pull up. Okay, he couldn't one-shot us. Hold on, are we... Okay. Stone Arrows still take some spell hunger, so I should probably not be using that unless I have to. Okay, here's the wyvern. Wyverns are weak against doors. But I'm real dumb, and I forgot that their speed, whatever, like, huge. So that was a big mistake. Let's take a step back. 20 damage, but he can hit twice for 40. We're going to preemptively Ice Blast is what we're going to do. And that was an unfortunate sort of waste of resources, but it was fairly likely to happen at some point, you know? Okay. All in all, I don't mind using Ice Blast to take out a wyvern. I think that's a good use. Even if it was technically not necessary. Like, we could have carefully reset the fight with the use of staircases and things like that. But, okay, that's a priest. That's two priests. We're gonna go up because they can something like 2, maybe 3 shot us. I don't want to go down this staircase because There were whites. What we're going to do is we're going to shout a bunch. "1918 Crystal Spears." Jesus. You know, most people don't even bother to memorize Crystal Spear because it's like sort of unnecessary, you know. How strange. The orc got away from its priest friends. You know, I'm not going to lie, Barotatu actually is really laggy tonight. I'm able to kind of hide the effect a little bit. Let's pull this up. I like the staircase because it generally puts things in the shallow water, which is quite nice. But yeah, we're just gonna have to live with the lag a little bit. Wonder how deep the DDFi is on Elliptic. I guess it's on 3, 4, 5, the fifth game. I mentioned I had a DDFi sort of parked on Kelby on this account. So once we get to the DDFi, we'll just play that. I mean, it's parked in like the first room, so whatever. Watch me lose the streak on that. But we'll have to power through a Vinestalker Earth Elementalist and a Naga Necromancer first before we're allowed to do that. All right, check this out. This is quite literally ugly. That is to say, we have a purple ugly thing, which can do 22 damage super fast to us. Very, very tough monster at this point in the game. We don't have much damage available at range. Is this still the unique character streak? I don't know if I would call it a unique character streak because, does he do any duplicates in it? I don't know. He certainly does more of the same background because he did Cobalt Earth Elementalist and then Vinestalker Earth Elementalist. But yeah, I mean, all these combos, not all of them, but most of them are pretty good, I would say. There's even a Deep Dwarf Artificer in there. Haha. But yeah, this is, that's what this is. That is what that is, Mr. Biggles, and by the way, welcome to the stream. Lame Streaker just did Earth Elementalist, which is easy. Okay, this is okay. Let's fight the white first. Okay, I see we've woken the ogre. Gonna go up. Eat a ration. Watches Barotato lags me to death. Okay, this is a safe hatch since we've fully explored this floor. It's just a matter of how do we want to kill this thing. I guess we have Paralysis Wand now, which is quite nice. It might be worth going ahead and using it. Technically, we could like we could go up, go down, go up, go down, and I guess it would be okay. Okay, he didn't move when I did that. That means he's likely to get random energy, so we're gonna go up. And we could just go down this staircase, and it's, you know, it's very unlikely that he would end up next to us. There we go. All right, I didn't have to use resources. I will say that was a slight risk because some bizarre-ass RNG thing could happen, and despite the fact that we went up this hatch, he could have ended up just like right here, slapping us around with his clubs and killing us instantly. But again, super, super rare. I was willing to risk it, I guess. but probably not the most optimal thing I've ever done. 9% of the streak is DDs, elliptic is a meme confirmed. Alright. What about the fact that there's just like a casual Chaos Knight, something like 6 or 7 combos into the streak? Does that count for anything? Alright, I'm just not going to fight this ugly thing yet. On the other hand, maybe I should, because we haven't found Lair. So it could very easily be... There are 2 CKs, don't tell me that, are you serious? Where's the second CK? No, there's not. Am I blind? No, there's just the one Rogue Shenanigans. Yeah, I'm not seeing another CK anywhere in this streak. And it's a Centaur Chaos Knight, so... Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to Minotaur Chaos Knight. Are you sure? Am I just blind? I see a Minotaur Abyssal Knight. Oh, okay, I see it now. How obnoxious. Okay, well I guess I'll have to just make that work. Okay, this is obnoxious as well. Okay, we got the Paralyze. I used a few charges, but again, I wanted to take this out because I had the choice to either go explore D11, which can be quite dangerous. You know, that's when we're starting to get into sort of obnoxious min-wave ults, which could have Storm Dragons and stuff in them. So my ideal thing was to see the rest of this floor, just in case Lair was there, but it wasn't. We have our C, which is why I was willing to fight this. Is it a real Chaos Knight or a Mokleb Knight? You know, that's a really good question, because Chaos Knight, you used to be able to worship Mokleb on that, couldn't you? Those very well might be cheater knights. You know? We should look up those games. Oh wait, I bet the server is gone forever. Well, our stealth is real good, to the point where we're accidentally stealthing things away. Probably should have pulled him upstairs. I bet that LearnDB is still, you could probably look it up, you know, with a little bit of sleuthing. Let's pull this thing. I'm going to go down a different staircase. Also, I'm going to save my money from now on for a shop, because we're running out of rations, believe it or not. Okay, what's behind door number 3? Hi. I'm okay with attempting the stab on this, and we're rewarded. Remember, we've got like 8.7 stealth right now. It's pretty good stuff. Let's pull this dude. I'm gonna try to pull him, keep him in sight so he doesn't wander off. Now, this is the place where I'm going to use polymorph. Yeah, like I'm willing to polymorph orcs and really not much else at this point, considering the memes that have happened on account of that. Gonna be fun when they're mock knights and you alter the combo and people point out that it's something wrong forever. As sort of asinine and elitist as this community is, I am pretty sure they wouldn't do that just because it doesn't make any sense. As an ogre, he drops his axe because ogres don't know how to use axes. Yeah, I guess they don't, do they? They're too big for... It's his disgusting fat ogre hands are just too big to carry the axe, you see. There's the justification. I mean, to be honest, if I wanted to, couldn't I just, like, play a really old version that has the mock Chaos Knights if I wanted to do that? That's an option, right? I really don't want to do that because I think we might have to go into, like, item destruction land. Better to be fat compared to being a weakling. Asimov, are you taking it personally that I said a mean thing about ogres? Are you an ogre enthusiast, perhaps? This character feels so weird that I'm not focusing on spells. Hello D11 Skeleton Warrior. How fair. Yeah, rogue shenanigans. This is why I mean, no, I get what you're doing, and I honestly, like, the funniest thing about it is, like, you're not even doing a bad job of impersonating these people. Like, I know it's a joke, but, like, do not underestimate, do not underestimate what could happen. Again, 43% para not working out. I shouldn't waste my para on that. Damn. Okay, I don't want to go down that staircase because there's an ogre, a two-headed ogre. In fact, I don't want to go down this staircase because there's a skeleton warrior, but I think I'm going to have to roll the dice. Holy shit, it's a whole pack just like I thought. Need a devil's advocate to understand the devil's team. It's not a real streak unless you can be backspawned. Ugh. Alright, cannot fight this crap. We could probably LRD it to death. Could probably, like, might, agility. I wish we had haste. Like, we're going to have to use some resources to bust through this stupid floor. I like how it gave me D11 lair entrance, and then it decided to give me D11 skeleton warriors guarding it, and a two-headed ogre as well. But this is not the way. This one's not the way too, because there's a two-headed ogre that could be just right there. So I think what we do is we go to the yaks, we're going to use agility, right? We're going to use might, we're going to go down, we're going to pull everything. We're going to start paralyzing these dudes. This is a little bit ugly. Actually, it's a lot ugly. But we're going to get the stabs. Go for intelligence. Stabs. Now it's safe. Technically, we could have died there. Actually, no, I don't think we could have with our GDR. I guess if every single one hit for, like, max damage, like, they do 18 per yak, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yaks. 5 times 18 is what? 58, and then it's a lot. It's like almost 100 damage. But we've got 15 AC in GDR, and we had an Agi potion online for that exact reason, and we've got shields. So the chances of us actually dying there were almost none. But I had to do this, you know. The only thing I could have done differently that would have been 90, right? That sounds about right, Biggles. We're in robes, so we don't have any GDR. That's a good point. But we still have AC. The only thing I could have done differently maybe is, like, dig this out so I could walk away and not be surrounded by yaks. 90s armor. A leather jacket. Anyway, we took basically 0 damage, so that tells me I either got really lucky or that was a proper sort of gamble. Okay, now we're taking real damage. Let's back off. I tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig this way. This floor was pretty much crap to begin with. You know, like I said, we had a two-headed ogre blocking one floor, we had yaks blocking another floor. What I wanted to do was pop on the agility because, like, I wanted to go for the thing where there were the most attacks with the least amount of damage per attack. So we were trying to dodge a bunch of yaks, right? That means that our agility does our agility potion, and really effectively our increased evasion, is doing way more for us than it would be doing, say, versus only 2 attacks. 2 chances to dodge versus like 5 or 6 or 7. And these guys, that's less attacks too, but we just don't have a way of killing these guys easily. Like, we can pop a Brilliance Potion and maybe LRD them to death, but realistically, what we're doing is we're going to lair. Now, I could have thought through that a little bit longer. One option would have been to, like, pop Telly and then go down and then maybe end up somewhere else, but that scares me in and of itself because it could dump me next to the two-headed ogre. You know, there was no super duper safe way to do any of this, really. I think that burning our paralysis was one of the best ways we could handle it. Yeah. I mean, I could always have, like, popped down and then feared, but you're still risking getting hit at that point, is the thing. There was nothing I could do that wouldn't end up with me going down and getting attacked. Now, if I had gone down and gotten attacked and gotten wrecked, I knew that I had the fear, and we would have used that, and we would have probably, like, healed up with heal wounds, and then figured it out from there. And probably used maybe the digging the same way we did to fight those guys in a less obnoxious sort of configuration. But, you know, it turned out to be okay. I don't know why I thought I had GDR. I was like, oh, I'm just wearing, I have so much AC, I must be in ring mail. Obviously, I'm not paying enough attention. But that's okay, because we're actually doing really well in terms of spells. I'm going to go ahead and memorize Petrify. That's going to give me a repeatable hex. We're going to train a little bit of transmutations, maybe just up to like 5. That's going to let me stab things with the short sword even more easily. Check this out, like 71%. Just easy, right? Get that stab. That's cool. I still have a bit of a problem with spell hunger, unfortunately. Hi, guys. Alright, I'm a little irritated. This is a skeleton warrior. That's a skeleton warrior. Did those guys travel all the way from down here? Let's take a look. We got Dire Flail, Hand Axe, and then, what is that, a Morning Star? This guy's got Hand Axe, and that's the Morning Star. So they must have wandered all the way around the floor. Skeleton Justice Warriors! Alright. Alright. The dev team, that's actually the dev team wandering D11 looking to murder me for my sins. Dude, these assholes are actually guarding the lair entrance. You see those plants? Hey, buddy. I may have to kill some of these dudes. Alright, so petrifying them, not really an option. 5% fail rate, or 5% success rate, it's just not going to happen. Let's take a look at how much damage they can do. It's 25 plus the weapon. So they can't one-shot me. Killing them is an option in terms of, like, can we take the hit and not die? But 25 plus a Dire Flail is 30, 36, 37, 38. 38 damage. That's more than half of our hit points. And the fact that he's got 65 hit points means that we'd really have to wreck him with this short blade. You know, quick as hell. One option is to just, like, take the hit and pull him upstairs and then just, like, do that one by one. I'm not really inclined to do that either, because it's like, it's just risky no matter what I do, because because there's a two-headed ogre on this floor too, so it's like every time I go down I'm risking getting owned. Hold the phone, dude. How the... How... Hold on. We have a follower. I'm hearing the music, but I'm not seeing... Oh, there we go. Hello, Tactical Papaya. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Anyway, I was confused because this is the dude with the dire flail, right? But wasn't the dude with the dire flail all the goddamn way down here? Do we have two dudes with dire flails, perhaps? Is that what we're doing? Your best chance is repeated LRDs. Yeah, I don't disagree, and we do have Earth at the point where we could do it now. Certainly it would do good damage. But the real question is, how do we set this up? I'm gonna take the hit. Okay, we don't take the hit. That's good. I just want him. I don't want to have to. If I'm gonna have to fight this damn fight, there are 6 skeleton warriors guarding lair, probably. If I'm gonna have to fight this fight, what I don't want it to be is I don't want to have to wander back and like, oops, I'm getting attacked by a skeleton warrior. You know what I mean? I want this to be a thing where it's like I have good distance. I have I have like pure safety, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna have dudes coming up from behind me, basically. Good luck lairs behind 400 skeleton warriors, pretty much. I would prefer not to have to LRD too much because the spell hunger is just gonna wreck me, but I've got the money to afford a ration shop now, so wouldn't be the end of the world. What we're going to do is we're going to pop a Brilliance. Oh yeah, that does good damage. Maybe Brilliance wasn't even required. I forgot how amazing that is versus Skeleton Warriors. Let's go down. Go up. Try one more. I'll just swing until we get hit. He's only got a hand axe, so he can't do as much damage to me as the other one. If I trigger the electricity, he goes down. There we go. That worked out. What are my thoughts on this week's CSDC challenge with Phoebe? How difficult would you say it is from the eyes of a pro player? I would say, you know, I have a video of that that's going to come out soon. Actually, I still haven't posted the HOGl from last week, but I did stream. I did stream the Phoebe, and here's the deal: like, it is a strong combo, technically. All right, like it's very hard to lose the Phoebe, I would say, unless you add some more restrictions to it. It's also an insanely tedious combo if you want to have that sort of automatic game win power. It never stops being tedious. It's extremely dangerous. You screw up one time, you're going to lose. And the reason I splatted mine so hard is because I was trying to do a CeCK with it. So that like I was trying to win without, I was trying to get my first rune without using any scrolls or potions to get the 6 points. And I almost did it, but the RNG just decided to kind of hold my face against a brick wall and smash it over and over. I got shafted 7 times before even getting my first rune. I posted a funny little screenshot on Reddit of me getting host. So like it just was really nasty, really ugly game. Yeah, man, 7 times. One of those might have been a mark instead of a shaft, but I was shafted at least 6 times. Holy shit! As if this floor wasn't lame enough, we have skeleton warriors, and now we've got a manticore. Jeez, this might be good polymorph bait as well. Let's, you know what, let's just pull, let's shout, let it all out. This is the manticore I could do without. Okay, good, there he is. Shout. What we're actually going to do is we're going to petrify. And the barbs miss. Petrify again to try to speed it up. Okay, he's petrified. Damn it. I I wish he wasn't coming. Let's see. This warrior's really screwing up my game. I got this dude petrified, but that's the second dire flail dude. So if I go here, he goes here. And I go here, he goes there. We have time to get the stab. Not if he moves like that. Because now if I go here, he goes up, and then I swing and he goes up again, and we have to eat one attack. Oh yeah, Tactical Papaya. I guess I do have my VODs on Twitch already, but I'll put them on YouTube as well later on. Skeletal justice exists to protect the unprivileged manticores. Okay, I took a little bit of a risk by swinging twice there, but this is okay. Now we took big damage, but check it out. I knew that if I killed that, I'd be able to just walk away because of the sweetness that is Gozag distract, right? So now we just try to LRD him 3 times, and we kill him. Go northeast. Why did you want me to go northeast? Oh, you mean the movement over here. There was a wall in my way to go northeast during that fight. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the advice. Earlier towards the Manticore statue, it meant the skeletal warrior would need one more step. Maybe I misread the situation, but I thought we were standing. I thought we were standing right here to begin with. And were we like once? Were we actually here? Because in that case, yeah, I would agree with you that we should have gone right here. So that was a mistake on my part. I'd have to watch the video to be sure, but. God damn, we've got a Hornet. So we had Manticore, something like 5 skeleton warriors. Below the left tooth of that bit of wall. Right here? You wanted me to go in here? Yeah, that's a fair point. I should have done that. No, you're right, because then he would have had to have walked faster, or more tiles. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, this floor does indeed have many densely packed Hitlers. Instinct is to polymorph this dude. That's not working. Let's petrify is 57%. We have fear. Let's just petrify. Okay, we have to fear. I hate the fact that we're using fear on this thing. Let's cast Petrify, the floor vibrates, and now we've got Urug. How much bullshit is on this floor, man? I've noticed the game, and I don't think this is like a coincidence, I think this is actually how the game works. I have noticed that the game really loves to pack the lair entrance floor with like just a billion, just like a billion things. Hold on, can he kill me? 25 plus Morningstar. 25 plus 13. Fuck me, that's actually enough to kill me. Okay. This blows, but I think I have to use a heal wounds. No, I don't. I can get away with using a digging. Or wait, I shouldn't have done that because he could have one-shotted me. What am I thinking? Derp. I was trying to avoid spending a turn getting attacked. This is not how you streak, guys. Don't streak like this. We're relatively safe now. Yeah, I should have slowed down a lot against this thing. This is super, super dangerous. However, we're safe now. Might have been the spot for a potion petition, since even healing a wounds could have been treading water. Well, we have a guaranteed out still. We've still got our blink scroll, so not... I can see where you're coming from, but the potion petition is not guaranteed to give us a heal wound. So like heal wounds was guaranteed to make us survive. Blink was or for at least one turn, I should say. Blink was guaranteed to get us out of the situation entirely. But potion petition could have killed us in the same way that using the digging could have. I just made the wrong choice, is all. Like that was just straight up incorrect play. A product of me playing too quickly. There's still the worst Hitler ever on the floor, aka a Hornet, because none of my hexes wanted to work on him. Dude, I just want to get into the... Ah, there he is. Okay, one, gonna walk away, he's gonna move slowly. Got him, okay. I just wanted to dive into lair, but I'm perfectly happy killing the Hornet. Grab this gold. I'm going to go into the relative safety of the lair. Get a nice stab. How is Petrify coming along? 4%. It's pretty good. See, we've got a spiny frog. Normally I would go for the stab, but we're still kind of weak, and we have a 67% chance to petrify him, so let's just do that. Petrify is going to make this place not exactly free, but really, really good. When the lair entrance floor is likely scarier than lair 6. I know, right? This is an issue. We've got bees. Oh no, not the bees. I feel like we exclude them off and we just try for the rest of the floor. On the other hand, I might want to deal with them like right the hell now. If we used like a digging, they would be very easy to kill with LRD. Okay. How many of them did I pull? We have our poise. If we just pulled the one, or even just two, this is... If it's just these three... Oh, fuck me. Okay, we pulled almost all of them. Goodbye. We're gonna have to cheese the hell out of this now. Thankfully, LRD is just broken as hell, so... We've got tons of wands to make this work, although Ice Blast is not ideal here since we'll be doing damage to ourselves. We can always, like, Zerk to kill the last of these if need, or use Potion Petition to get our mana and our hit points back, ideally. I might even be able to just melee this stuff. But as long as there are three in this position, it's kind of ideal to LRD them. I'm just going to melee now. Gozag Distract is going to be MVP here. So much gold on the floor, you know. There we go. Sick. Digging really simplifies problems like this. Like if we didn't have digging, that would have been sort of suicidal to go into, but digging just makes it into a joke almost. Well, digging and Gozag Distract and LRD. But especially the digging. That was the #1 thing, is to not get surrounded by these dudes, because almost any other character, hell, even a Minotaur really... Oh, this is that asshole floor. This is that stupid bee vault that has like 400 bees in it. We haven't even begun to kill bees. Glad I have our poise. I think we killed like 1/4 of the bees, even though that was like 20-some bees. It's just like half the floor is a freaking hive. The other thing that we could do, which is a neat trick, is like if we needed to rest a bit, we could petrify the dude in front and then just kind of walk away for a little while. their MR is really bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and call a merchant. We're gonna get a food boutique. Unfortunately, it's a very sparse food boutique, but I'm just running out of food, unfortunately. Bring back Hive. No. Pretty soon I'm going to train nothing but spellcasting because spell hunger is legitimately wrecking me. Yeah, I guess only Petrify and LRD are doing that, but still. 8-headed Hydra, huh? Buzzing noise. Okay, there's the Hydra. Probably shouldn't have shouted him over just yet, but we have a column. Okay. I'm gonna pull this. Damn it. Let's walk away. Oh my god, he came out of that Petrify so fast. These... Oh, hello, Claire John. How you doing, man? These bees are really complicating the situation more than I would like. I'm having a rough layer 1, but it could be worse. It's a fun game, though. I feel like we just are gonna have to Ice Blast. Certainly we don't want to end up in melee with this dude. I hate the fact that the staircase is right here, you know? Cannot leave this Hydra here. We cannot go up right now, like that's not an option. So it's a bit of an issue. Do have a free potion petition, and we actually have built-in blink from our mutations, which are quite nice. Honestly, with like 5 Ice Blasts, we can probably just kill this thing, but it's going to make a hell of a lot of noise. I suppose we could blink away if things go poorly. We're going to do that. Okay, walk away, walk away. We're going to try to finish him with an LRD, and it works. Okay, I feel way better about fighting a billion bees. Sure, the 40 bees on the floor won't hear. Well, you forget, I still have digging. So we have a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to these killers of Nicolas Cage, you see. We're gonna be screaming, "Oh no, not the bees," but we're gonna be winning against them as well. Just shout at them to buzz off. Yeah, that's the spirit. I like that. Petrify's working out for us. Probably shouldn't be casting it so much, to be honest. Kind of hate that we used up so much Ice Blast, but what are you going to do? BuzzFeed. Yes, that media outlet is indeed named correctly, since it's, you know, they're about as valuable as a bunch of insects. Actually, you know what? I think insects do more for the world than BuzzFeed does. You know, pollination is nice. What does BuzzFeed do? Anything positive? Nothing, really. Next floor it'll be the ant one. I feel like I would prefer ants to this. Nice, got a good stab. That was an artifact. It gives us a few laughs. BuzzFeed does? I don't know, man. They ruin people's lives. It's political. I don't know. I'll try not to get on my soapbox, but I really despise that news outlet. All they really know how to do is complain about things. All right. This kind of wrecks my casting more than I'd like, but we may end up wearing it. +4 ring mail is pretty nice. Check out our 10 list of top clickbait titles that you get you to load advertisements. Number 3 will shock you. Sounds stunningly accurate. Okay, I am making like a ton of noise, but it's only because I know that I would have a really hard time dying in here due to the fact that I have a potion petition and an ice blast and just a lot of stuff. But I will say this, to play super duper technically optimally, we probably would be pulling things closer to the staircase and then making noise. With that said, we're at the point in the game where we can, you know, while I was playing sort of fast and loose earlier, that was not really warranted. Right now we're at the point in the game where I can play slightly faster and more loose, and it's not necessarily the end of the world, you know. We have a scroll of remove curse, so I can try this ring on. That was a ring of fire, we don't need that. This character would unironically like a Staff of Energy. Yeah, that is the #1 item that I find on that I'd like to find on a Gozag character that casts spells. Believe it or not. But instead, we're just going to train a bunch of spell casting. And the truth is, on a Earth Elementalist who's really focusing down Earth, spell casting is not bad to get anyway. Like this is actually a really fun example of the fact that Gozag is like super good and things you might do a little differently on him. Because, like, sure, I'm getting the spellcasting to kill my spell hunger, but what else am I getting? I'm getting mana, right? And getting tons of mana is pretty goddamn ideal when you're trying to cast a spell that costs 5 mana. So it's like, even if I wasn't trying to top off my spell hunger and take that away, I feel like I would still be training spellcasting right now. We have RC, so I'm happy to approach this dude and just kind of tab him to death. A Fustibalus. We do not need that. Honestly, talk about how auto-exploring is a bad idea. The reason I shouldn't be auto-exploring is that it's using up more spell hunger. Okay, we stab the statue form Hydra to death. Nice, Claire John, that's really cool. Okay, I didn't really want to try to approach this thing, so we just petrify it at range. And we walk up and stab it anyway. Pretty cool, right? Some things I'm willing to approach because either they're just like pushovers, or they can't outrun me, like crocodiles. By the way, we just found a wand of paralysis. Really helpful stuff. I like how the yaks are dreaming of riches. Let's pull him up. Okay, we have gotten to 10 on spellcasting. But alas, it's not free to cast Petrify I was going to say anymore, but it's not free to cast Petrify yet. And it's definitely not free to cast LRD. So let's take that to 15 instead. And we'll keep boosting our intelligence. Which will also help with that. God, this lightning dagger really changed the character of this this guy, changed his path in life. All right, Rogue Shenanigans, thanks for dropping by the chat, man. I definitely appreciate it when people show up here, whether they're chatting or not. Although it's nice to kind of build a community, you know. Oh, we got shafted. Got shafted onto a floor with a gauntlet. Yeah, Wesley. This was not that bad of a shaft. We got shafted into a spot where we immediately get to see a staircase. Although Spider is here. Okay, he resists Petrify twice. We're not going to go into the gauntlet. Gauntlets are poorly designed. They were made by the worst dev, I believe. And it's like never... Hey, we got a follow. I hear it before it shows up on stream. Oh, Claire John. Thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. What framework am I using for my website? Joke's on you, I designed that all myself, although I stole a lot of the CSS from Medium. But yeah, gauntlets are poorly designed. Apparently, if you go in, you don't always have an exit next to you, so you might just, you know, it kind of disobeys the laws of the way that other portal vaults work. You have to go through them half the time, you know, and that was okay for Labyrinth, which was like a little bit easier. But sometimes in a gauntlet, you might just get gotcha'd by three paths that just have a bunch of stuff you can't beat. So I would hesitate to ever go into a gauntlet on any character unless it's like a, I don't know, like a MiBe or something that's insanely powerful. You know what I mean? At which point you don't even need the gauntlet loot. You know what I mean? I suppose this would be a half-decent character to do it on since we're worshipping Gozag, you know? And the portal vault's right here. Like, I could do it, but, I mean, not only does it have like a Neo Minotaur at the end, which is gonna be strong, it's just got all that crap in the way. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted, but with, it's just a trap. It's just a silly trap. Don't go into gauntlets. This is one of my big gripes about design philosophy these days in this game. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the game that it's just almost never a good idea to go into it. And if you have that in your game, you're essentially you're just like putting it's not a challenge. It's like the only challenge is, am I dumb enough to go into this thing that I really shouldn't be going into? You know what I mean? So I'm just not so sure. Not so sure about that is all. You know what we should do is we should petrify this stuff. By the way, petrify is hungerless. So we can use that as liberally as we want. Remember, if you cast petrify twice and it actually succeeds twice, then they will go petrified faster. Found a book of conjurations. We're not really going to be using that. Would have been handy back in the day when it gives you a, what do you call it, battle sphere, but kind of a nerf, you know. Dude, we're burning through rations so fast, so fast. Which is weird because I don't even have spell hunger anymore. It's partially because I'm auto-exploring. Nice. Well, maybe we can at least pop this on. All right. We are a kobold, which means we can't even use staves if we're using a shield at the same time. Dude, we're about to we're about to do another another ration shop, believe it or not, just because the game has been kind of bad about giving us rations. Well, there's some. But yeah, Claire John, thank you for checking out my website. I do appreciate that. Hopefully you find something useful in there. This is a little questionable. Let's pull this up. Just because there's elephants coming and I could have gotten sort of backspawned a little bit. You like my writing style. That's so nice of you. Thank you, man. I always appreciate hearing that. I try to make it entertaining. When I'm talking about Bitcoin stuff, I try to make it really simple to understand as well. Hey, I'm coming out with a couple of books soon. One's a fantasy novel and one's nonfiction. So look for that, man. How's data stored? Is it database based, or do you do the lovely thing with static files? I use a MySQL database, and then I use just telling people how to attack my website. I'm just kidding. I use Smarty PHP. Basically, I've found that to be really really useful as a templating engine. You know what I mean? Yeah. I see that you're a computer scientist, which is very cool. I like to talk to people about this stuff, so thank you for bringing it up. It's always fun, you know, to talk shop with people. Dude, this is a rough situation. I hate Blink Frog packs. Dude, let's leave, man. Killed some of the pack, but let's take it slow and safe. That wasn't super safe. We just walked into some elephants. I've been enamored with Grav framework lately. No database for storage. All content is stored as markdown files. Oh, that's what you meant by framework. Sorry, I thought you meant something else. Sometimes, and it's funny, I have a master's degree in computer science, but sometimes I completely get the terminology wrong of some of these things. You know, it's my bad. But yeah, no DB for storage. All content is stored as markdown files. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's not like Smarty doesn't need a MySQL server or a MySQL database to run, as far as I know. You could just use template files if you wanted to. I just use the database to kind of keep track of certain things. It doesn't help that terms such as framework is interchangeable depending on who you talk to. Yeah, for sure. That is, like when you said framework, I thought, for some reason, I thought you were asking me if like I was using, I don't know, like some kind of website builder type thing. I totally get what you mean now, though. Oh, that is what you meant. Okay. All right. So I did get it. Yeah, content management system. I see. I haven't actually, I haven't heard of Grav, but there's like a billion of these things out there, so that doesn't surprise me. I might have to take a look if you're endorsing it, though. I'm always looking out to check stuff like this out. You know, probably wouldn't change to it at this point, but maybe for a future project. Goddamn, Nessos. This is a brutal game so far. I'm glad we went with the power god, you know, of Gozag. We've got RF, so Nessos is not going to just own us, but check it out. We're going to paralyze him. Get the stab. If you don't have hexes versus Nessos, you're in for an unfun time most of the time. Because he just does major damage. Got my workplace to use it for our products manual, really simplified content updates and such. Honestly, the only thing that I've used that kind of is comparable to that, I mean, I've used tons of stuff like that, but the only thing that I've used that's comparable to that I've used extensively was in college. I used Drupal, I think, for this I guess you would call him my mentor, like the professor who I was doing my defense under. My thesis defense, basically, had me as his grad student slave, and he had me set up some stuff for his senior design class, and I just used Drupal for everything, and I found it to be pretty straightforward. Content is just text files. You can use Git for managing the content pretty easily. That's cool. That is, I mean, whenever you like add a what do you call it, like a revisioning system on top of something, you know, it's really nice. I worked at the engineering help desk at my college when I was an undergraduate, and we were doing this completely wacky thing that sort of combined a we had our own distribution of Ubuntu, no joke, our own special little distro, and somehow we were combining our package management system with Subversion, and it was just this. It was pretty interesting. But like you can sort of layer a revisioning system on top of this stuff and do some really fun things with it. So much power under the hood of Drupal. Yep, that is true. I doubt I even scratched the surface, to be honest, with what I was doing with it. Really good stabs. Alright, this is goofy as hell, but we're going to call our second merchant, and it's going to be another damn food boutique, and we get kind of robbed again. Like, not as many rations as we should have gotten. I guess that's just life. Really at a loss as to how we're going through our food so fast. I mean, Auto Explorer will take it a little quicker than manually exploring, but I think we're just getting a little bit robbed on ration spawns. All the wacky things you can build with views. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I like to sort of painstakingly build things from scratch because I just can't get over reinventing the wheel over and over. You know, it's like I only use SmartIE just because it adds so much value to when you're building a website. You know, like being able to use those SmartIE variables is just there's no comparison, man. It's just so cool. And then I'll just stack like a sort of a model view controller paradigm on top of it in terms of what the PHP that serves the that actually serves the website, how that's set up. Built a CMS from near scratch. Only had an existing DB schema and content to work from. That's cool, man. That's essentially how I operate. I built a thing like Shopify once. I never released it, but I built this site that you could use to sell just about anything. I should probably actually use that for something. I just did that for fun, you know. But I might actually be able to make some money off that if I polish it up. I can hook in things like Bitcoin payment processors to it, or Stripe or PayPal, whichever direction you want to go into. It's really, really cool. It's very bare bones. It kind of looks like shit, but, you know, how complicated does a shopping site need to be? Okay, let's buy this last ration. First job had an in-house built CMS over a decade ago with drag and drop page ordering, automatic menu generation, multi-user support. Yeah, a decade ago that would have been pretty. The ever ubiquitous rounded corners. Honestly, I might I don't know, I might show off the shopping what would you call it? What would you call Shopify? A like, not a payment platform, but like a shopping platform, I guess. I might show that off. Damn, we got shafted again. We got shafted into layer 6, which is very bad, so why don't we magic map? And in fact, I'm going to dump an enchant armor on as well. Let's enchant our cloak up. I think we'll try to book it straight for the exit. Okay, we petrify the Hydra. Stab the Hydra. 37% looks pretty good when you get to cast multiple times, you know. Time for regularly scheduled fun. Yeah. You know, let's identify. Amulet of Regen, I'll take it. Had to learn to maintain it. And even though it looked pretty, the coder, so many weird issues. Yeah, making things work in Firefox, wow. I hate making things work across browsers when they behave in stupid ways. CSS is the bane of my existence, but there's really no getting around writing it. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Sorry, I thought you were trying to say that it was displaying wrong. I see. That's fucking weird, man. Running out of memory on the server based on the user agent? It's odd as hell. That wasn't the worst shaft I've ever seen, by the way. We were able to go right back up. It was a nice little vacation from layer 5. Okay, we hit the petrify on the very last possible one that would have worked. We do have blink still, by the way, so I'm not super concerned. It's kind of weird. I cast Petrify on the Spiny Frog second and the Porcupine first, but they got petrified in opposite order. So that tells me that I haven't looked at the code, but I guess that there is a variable amount of time that it takes to get to actually finish the petrification. So you can't assume that the thing that you petrify first is actually going to finish getting petrified first, and that's a thing I just learned 5 seconds ago, apparently. These petrifies tabs. It's bizarre. The only place that touched the user agent was an if statement that would plop a special CSS file for Internet Explorer users. I see. So I'm guessing the CSS was doing something that made it not lag like crazy. It's kind of weird that CSS would be doing something like that. Man, how do you guys like these Hydra stabs? It feels like cheating almost to not have to spend resources on Hydras. The fact that my, you know, actually let's walk away from this. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's a little complicated with both of those on the on the table, but commented it out. It's still, I suspect it was likely some obfuscated code hidden somewhere as a job security thing. Well, that's just shitty behavior. Sneaky things like that. I mean, I guess I could tolerate somebody doing something like that more than I could tolerate sort of schmoozing on the job and getting bonus points with the boss, even though you suck, you know, just by virtue of being like playing the social game a lot, which is something I had to deal with at one of the only post-college jobs that I took before I started working for myself. Dude. But I still think, I mean, I just wish people wouldn't do things like that, you know. Huge performance issue that you found late in the CMS's life. Yeah, it sounds annoying, dude. You had a photographer client who wanted to see the EXIF data of the images he uploaded? Huh. Somebody using like a wacky library for that caused problems? Because that sounds like something somebody would like import some questionable library for. They wrote it themselves? Okay, we're gonna exclude this off. Standard PHP EXIF reader library. Well, if it's standard in PHP, I mean, I know that PHP can be a disaster sometimes, but how bad could it be, you know? If it's not some custom library, you know? Probably not the most efficient thing in the universe, but Oh, look at that damage. What happens if I petrify a thing that's already petrified? Can I extend? No, I can't. They're just immune. I just wanted the timer to go longer, so I waited for him to get unpetrified, and then we petrified him again. Get a nice free stab here. I see we have a fire dragon, but we have RF. And their MR is kind of crap, but it's still 38%. So I don't feel confident about trying to petrify him to death. Jesus, that's a long message, Claire Chan. I'm kind of laughing at how it's killed my my Streamlabs chat. Like it's just so big it didn't all fit. That's interesting. Yeah, PHP is pretty known for doing hilariously suboptimal things like that. Let's see, if I try to paralyze him with the wand, 26%, that's even worse. I'd probably just LRD him to death. Oh, this is the coder's. Oh, that's okay. It was how he was used in the library. I didn't really read that too closely. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, that's how it was. That's funny. Loop over the array and apply formatting, and then check the logon user. Oh, what am I doing? Wow, do you know what I just did? I thought I was pressing O for Auto Explore. I was pressing 9, which sent me to the northeast. Okay, shouldn't have done that. I could have died there. I just fat-fingered the keyboard, man. So we've been attacked. Yeah, 9, you know, like on the... I'm using a laptop keyboard right now, so the keys are right next to each other. I guess they kind of would be on a regular keyboard too, but it's much easier to do that. But yeah, I have the numbers, you know, turned on, so I can... This is what I get for trying to talk shop about CS while playing a game at the same time. Well, I guess we're fighting this dragon that I wasn't going to fight. 20 plus 13, 33, and then another 13, so 46 damage possible. Or he could blast us for 75 divided by 2. All of these garbage Twitch emotes and no Cernos. I don't know what a Cernos is. Get a laptop with a numpad? What do you want to make, like an Alienware? What would you suggest? Dude, this is ugly as hell. If I hadn't screwed this up, we could have had a much easier time here. Phantom Mirror, maybe. I think we're going to step away so we can blink if need be. Still catching his breath. Cerno's a HuAE. Oh, okay. Is she gonna laugh at me for, like, is she mocking me? Is that the face we're looking at here for doing this? You know, doesn't he? I can always change my Twitch emotes out. Like, the only ones that I'm particularly married to, well, I guess you're not subbed, but the only one I'm particularly married to is the Honkler. Like, I could change out. I could put a HuAE in my emotes if you like. Ice Fairy, known for being labeled in the instruction manual of her game as 9 idiot. Alright. Oh man, what do I do here? Phantom Mirror is not a terrible idea, alpha user. Get a laptop with a numpad. I used to have an Alienware back when I was much younger and thought that Alienwares were a good thing to get. Boy, let me tell you how much I regret that. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to LRD this. We're going to hope that he just doesn't... Because, like, here's the thing. If he hits us, we can't die. Go off to this direction with C-Blink if need be. But I feel real stupid about this is all. So hopefully we don't get punished. Okay, now he can kill us with one shot. Because I want to save my Blink, we're going to use Heal Wounds. This has got to kill him. That doesn't kill him. Alright, I shouldn't have done that. We could have died there. Technically, he can kill us. It's not super likely. You know, if he blasts us with... If he blasts us with fire, it's 75 divided by 2. We're totally safe there. If he hits us with melee, that's where we could die. 20 plus 13 plus 13. As we noticed a minute ago, that's 46, which is more hit points than I have. But he'd have to roll max on pretty much every single thing, and he'd have to hit with every single thing. So I'm going to go for the gold, and I'm going to try for an Ice Blast. And it finishes him off. That is a great example of why you shouldn't fat finger the keyboard, because you might end up in melee with a Fire Dragon at XL14 on a Cobalt. Don't do that. Okay, we don't want to be slowed. Let's go away. Let's go away from here. But I swear, I didn't mean to open that door, and I definitely didn't mean to just try to melee him. Here comes the entire vault. Yeah, we made some noise. We tore some stuff up. This is obnoxious. You know, I would bet money that the code is 100% not aware of whether these things are petrified or not. I would bet money that if this gets petrified and this dude uses a stupid little ability, I am more likely to be put to sleep because there's more freaking Dream Sheep on the board. And that is dumb as hell, but that is what I think about the devs of this game, is I don't think they bothered to special case this. The reasoning is that they emit dust. They're statues, man! How can a statue emit dust? I don't know, man. Let's... Alright, I don't want to waste my blink. What we're going to do is we're going to try to kill these things fast, so we're going to LRD the middle one. We're going to get put to sleep. We're going to take big damage. This is horrifying. Monstrous blue hedgehog powers, right? This is way too much. This is just way too much. We're going to teleport. Okay. We blew up a Dream Sheep. I don't know why I'm still slow even though I'm away from this stuff. Oh hey, let's worship Jivia, guys. There's a turn delay on Torbur. Yeah, I guess there is, isn't there? Okay, this is not as bad as it looks. Like, it looks like I'm getting surrounded and owned by dudes, but remember that we have, you know, the more stuff we killed, it's kind of like a ziggurat. You kill more things, and if you're using Gozag, then you are taking less attacks as a consequence of the Gozag distract, right? So, oh man, rapid decon still not hungerless. Hey, listen to my dumb monster idea. All right, I'm all ears. What's up? What do I want to train? I think we'll... Okay, I guess we'll take spellcasting to 20. It's kind of stupid, but I'm going to. Also, we're going to take... we should turn fighting back on, honestly. And we should turn dodging back on. Sentinel Raven. Baddie movement. It's like a torpor snail, except the status you get is mark. Does it just mark you as soon as it comes into view? And you stay marked until it's dead? Because that's, that sounds evil as hell, doesn't he? I don't think I hate this. I hope it's in an area of the game. I hope it's in an area you're planning on putting this in an area of the game where it's like not just gonna wreck you. Let's pop on resist corrosion. Oh wait, bad movement. I blame my keyboard. Let's try some rings on. Okay, it was cursed, that's okay. No, actually, I think I really like that idea, as like it sounds really stupid, but it also sounds really challenging. I'm not sure where I would put it though. Like that would be really interesting in extended, I think. That would be a way to make extended more interesting. Like put that thing in like a torpor snail, but it paralyzes. Oh my god. But yeah, put it in Pandemonium. I bet that'd be really interesting. Suddenly you have an entire floor of Pandemonium coming towards you until you kill this stupid thing, and then you have to move somewhere else. Like that would make extended way more interesting. Like single-handedly. I'm sure it would give me a headache and I'd endlessly bitch and moan while playing against it, but I actually like that, you know. That's the kind of evil stuff, you know, that really screws the player over, but it screws him over in a fair way, you know. Just make the Sentinel Raven have crappy MR so you can hex him, so he kind of sucks out your resources a little bit. But like dealing with one, you know, you're going to have to deal with the mark anyway, so it creates this tactical situation that you have to deal with in two different layers, right? So not only do you have to kill the thing, you also have to get away from the location you were at when you first fought him, because you know you've got the marked stuff heading towards you. I like that actually. The more I think about it, it's basically a more interactive alarm trap. See, that's the thing, and I think that's why I like it, because it's like you don't have to use a resource technically to get the mark effect off of you. You don't even really have to. Well, I mean, the dumb thing about mark traps right now is like you either use a resource to get it off of you and then move away, or you move to a stairs, like go upstairs and just wait for it to end. And I really like the idea of it being a thing that, you know, there's a little bit more counterplay to it. It's a little less brainless. Okay, we've had 2 Hornets on this floor, but truly evil is a D1 Orb of Fire. Okay, Mr. Biggles. They have that. It's called Orb of Fire Crawl. I have a showcase of this wonderful fork on my... Oh shit, +6 evasion. Alright. That's sick. I'll wear that. I don't need intelligence, do I? I'd rather have +6 evasion and pro fire. That's awesome. But yeah, no, there is a fork of Dungeon Crawl where you fight nothing but orbs of fire. Of course, it puts you to level 21 at the beginning of the game. You know what? I think this may very well be the game, or rather the floor, where there's a Guardian Serpent in here, maybe. That'd be kind of annoying for this character to deal with. This isn't the G Serpent Vault. That one is wheel-shaped. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right, I forgot. Joke's on you, Basilisk. You're the one who's getting petrified today. Another torpor snail, god damn. Deathyaks and hydras and other various lair quadrupeds. This is lair in review. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. It's cute. I think we need to dig out of this and hope that I mean, these guys are awake. We woke up all these dudes, so hopefully they're not just waiting there. Why does there gotta be a freaking torpor snail? Oh, of course, they're right here. On the south side, you have the cave with the torpor snails and hornets and tyrant leechers. Yeah, I recognize that one. Don't they sort of mix and... I thought they sort of mix and match these parts of the floor sometimes, or am I just making that up? I don't know why I had that impression. immediately get put to sleep as we auto-explore through here, but then we woke up. Immediately put to sleep again. Dude, I'm gonna paralyze this. We're gonna paralyze this. Hey, Doxine, what's up? We're making horrible mistakes in layer versus nonsense. Alright, this is okay. If I get put to sleep, the only thing that's going to happen is this guy's going to attack me for like 26 damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to LRD this stuff. Now we're going to stab. Now we're going to attack. I'm actually going to LRD again. The LRD is a little bit stupid because this stuff could wake... it could wake up more stuff on the floor, but we've cleared out most of the floor already in terms of stuff that's around us, so... Dude, this is so much. So many dream sheep, but I think we killed all of them. Okay, we got barbed. That's unfortunate. I'd rather not pull things to my location, so what we're not going to do is we're not going to LRD. I didn't want to fight things while I was barbed. Hanged Man Lair in Review and Warp Cave in the south. Yeah, see, I thought they kind of mixed and matched portions of these vaults. Oh man. No, don't do this to me. Okay, Hornet's gone. Supposed to be poison themed. Well, joke's on them, I have our poise. I mean, honestly, the scariest thing about this is not the poison, it's, like, I guess, the Hornet Paralyze effect, which I think is called RF Poison Para. Didn't we determine that you're immune to that as long as you're immune to poison? But for some reason, you're not immune to it if you're resistant to poison? Oh, you're talking about the G Serpent one? Okay. Dude, get paralyzed, dude. Come on. Nice pile of gold. I tell you what's evil is the fact that there's hornets with the torpor snails here. That's just nasty. Poison resistance is a placebo. Yeah, Trogdor, I understand it's two different mechanics. I kind of despise paralysis, especially as an AF effect. Also, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. I don't think our poise does anything for the chance of para, which is the unfortunate thing. You'd think it would, wouldn't you? Okay, I guess we're just going to man mode this. Too afraid of the Hornet really to go right in there, you know what I mean? Zen totally blocks Hornet poison? That's really? Why? Are you talking about just when you're vitalized, or? Okay. Yeah, don't you become totally immune to poison when you're vitalized? I don't remember. I mean, the coolest thing about it to me is that It's like you basically become a Che character for a little while, you know, with the stats benefit. It's outrageously good. How you guys liking these petrify stabs? It's not really something I use that often. Still can't believe I'm so down on rations, you know? Okay, we cannot petrify. Peebler, this is a Cobalt Earth elementalist. We're trying to copy Elliptic Streak, so we did a Tengu Conjurer before, and now we're on this. Sort of memeing myself here. There's some stone over here. I should just lure him over, and then we can get some more LRD damage. Blast me all you want. You're not going to get me petrified. Didn't know our poise affected the CC at all. Yep, it does. I guess I was wrong. Although, I mean, I still hate AF Para, man. Poison Para, whatever it's called. I really don't think it should be in the game. Man, I was lied to. I'm supposed to get more damage from that. Is there crystal anywhere? Not on this floor. What can we do about this dude? We pretty much have to, probably shouldn't have pass-walled, by the way. Could have gotten petrified. Just wanted to reset this fight. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kill this thing, right? But I need the extra damage from the stone. I don't entirely hate it like it's a big deal, but there's worse. I mean, yeah, but just because there's worse things in the game doesn't mean it's not a garbage mechanic. Dude, die. Okay, finally. Jesus. It's better than giant eyes. Nice salt, man. Yeah, that is exactly how giant eyes make me feel as well. This is cute. As much as I might want to use the Catoblepus to turn the dire elephant to stone, I think I'd rather just sort of walk away until one of these things notices me. There we go. Crap, he made a noise. Wizard and Ogre Magi and Vamp Knights and Sphinxes all having Para is dumber. Yeah, but at least you can become immune to it with MR, you know? Not that I think having gear checks in the game is the greatest thing, but, like, I'll take it. Okay, I got another Catoblepus. It's going to be annoying to kill, but not the end of the world. We are again going to lure him to the stone, where my LRD will do more damage. Or we'll just freaking fail to pull him, because I... because I have too much stealth. Look at this. These guys just don't want to follow. That's true, doesn't he? I mean, but that's just like a mark in favor of summons. You know, like it's just, geez, summons are better at everything again because summons deal with both situations for you, you know? You can either kill the Hornet for you, or you can block line of sight. I mean, it's just like, it's obvious that summons are too good in this game. Jesus, sucks. Okay, we'll go around. I can hang out in melee with this thing for a little while. I guess we'll just try to melee it down. There we go. It wasn't altogether unlikely to work. 11% chance. I guess we can just reset this fight until he eats it. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to do a third shop of rations. Am I in like a fever dream right now? What's going on? I have never used this many rations. Though that's the thing, doesn't he? Like, I'm not casting spells except for LRD, which I'm casting very rarely, that cause spell hunger. Everything else is hungerless. So this is really weird. Like the only LRDs I've done lately are the ones that I used to kill the Catoblepus. We are on turn 26,000. That's true. I really probably should stop auto-exploring. That's where I'm getting punished. Let's blink. Let's blink again. Doesn't see it. I like the period there. It's kind of a sign that fair enough. Fair enough. Dude, can you please put me behind this thing? That is a Manticore. Wow, okay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna Tele. This is just a bad use of resources. My bad. There we go. Should not have walked next to that. It's okay though. What we'll do is I wanted to pull him out of this vault anyway. Swiftness. Boom, 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 boom. I guess he's kind of set to go back to that vault patrolling or whatever. He just wants to go straight back there. Then again, I just juked my way in here and grabbed the stuff. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh man, we might just leave him down here. This is crap. Like, yeah, I could get the 11% para on him. And honestly, if I felt like it, I could probably melee him if I reset the fight enough times. But we could also just like not bother with it. Just swiftness our way out of here and then never come back. We've cleared the whole floor. Do I care that much? Can we put that flag on Frog Pond? I wish. But nope, you gotta fight every frog at the same time. What a bad vault. What a bad floor the Frog Pond is. Anyway. Let's call another merchant. Finally, we get a shop that actually has a ton of rations in it. I feel real dumb for having three shops that I've used full of rations. But I can't complain, because I'm the one choosing to auto-explore to make my life more easy. What's this? What's this emote? Op. He looks quite amused. Alright, sort of odd that we didn't run into any of the skeleton warriors, but why don't we go back up to D5 real fast? Because we can, you know, we have no problem taking out this creature we've made. Time to put down what we've called up. It's nothing really to get here. Okay. Okay. Alright, now I wish I could buy this Hat of the Alchemist, just for the MR, because we're having a big MR problem. Hell, I could lose this game due to not having enough money for it, which happened because I auto-explored, so wouldn't that be something? Although once I do have filled out MR, nothing really matters. Like, this character would have a hard time losing at that point. I feel like my, you know, as long as I'm like on stream and paying attention, my mid and late game is just really solid. It's before I get to that point that we start to have problems. This is fine. We'll just, hell, we can tab this stuff unless something super unlucky happens. My defenses are so good, you know. Hey, it's an orange crystal statue. We have the spell to take him out. Of course, we instantly get confused. I forgot that they have that. But that's okay. We have 8 potions of curing, and he's not super likely to do that every single turn. So I think we're going to take him out. That's kind of cute. The black smoke is blocking the... Alright, there we go. Something just broke the wall. Who has a wand? He has a wand of enslavement. Uh-oh. We'll paralyze him. We won't paralyze him. Alright, we'll petrify him. Enslavement can only confuse you, but still. Let's pop a potion of flight. Oh, I didn't need to fly. There's a way in. Okay, derp. It's odd. Usually you can't get into those. Okay, we didn't get the stab, but we did get the petrify. Down he goes. A lot of uniques that otherwise might be annoying are pretty easy when you can just petrify them, you know. The kobold zaps a wand, you are now the kobold slave, game over. I like that. That's the good ending of Dungeon Crawl. The bad ending is if you get the orb and escape. I'm a kobold supremacist. Now you all know my dark secret. This is the reason that people don't like me in the Dungeon Crawl community. It's because I have strong pro-kobold politics, you see. Up with Mikkel, down with Duvessa. He orders you to get the orb. Maybe that's secretly what's going on here. That's the actual quest. Maybe we're all just kobold slaves. Okay, we got to start wearing this hat. Come hell or high water, I'll deal with the lack of AC, but we need the MR. It's a good hat. It's a great hat. There's a ton of AC over it, but I mean, look at my resistances now. Completely worth it. However, at this point, it might be worth popping on this ring mail. Everything's still reasonably castable. Not the best, but not terrible. So we'll have this ring mail on, which kind of helps us with the AC situation and gives us a bit of GDR and gives us Senv as well. So it's not half bad. You might even want to train a little bit of armor, perhaps. Sadly, my base MR as a kobold is just terrible. So we're not going to be immune to orc sorcerers until we get another pip of MR. Probably from an item, because it would just take too many levels otherwise. So it's really kind of tough to decide where I want to go at this point. Like, do I want to go to D13? It could be risky. It could be risky. Hi. Wow, Maurice has a Wand of Enslavement as well. Bold of you to go to D15. Are you referring to the fact that I'm going to get shafted from D13 to D15? Is that the joke here? Because, yeah, that is pretty likely, I guess. Honestly, like, outside of getting paralyzed, it's fairly... I don't know, I'm pretty confident about this character being able to handle all threats. We have Invis now. 50% chance, but quite good. I mean, there are a few other options. If I had to... I guess Spider Nest would probably be a better move than Shoals and Dungeon at this point. Kind of hard to say. Okay, you might think that moving forward and stabbing this Hydra is a good idea, but it's not. Instead, we're going to back off. We're going to try to petrify him. It fails a lot. So instead, we go upstairs. We reset. But yeah, like Spider, Ghost Moths will be just a hell of a time, but other than Ghost Moths, we can kill everything in there super easily. If we get like an open floor, that would suck, but there's a lot of stuff that dies in there, like dies easily, I mean. So I guess what I'm saying is it's going to leave like a ton of corpses for me. Hmm. Hmm. This is fine. These are just kobolds. I was a little concerned about the demonologist, but we got him petrified. But yeah, I guess going into the dungeon like this could lead to a fun shaft experience. Kobold, these are just kobolds. It's a fair point. If I'm a kobold, does that mean I'm my own slave? Is the only way to be free in Dungeon Crawl to play as a kobold? Might be. Don't have identify. This could be disto. So we're not going to wear that. What am I doing? I just need to tab this. Derp. Nice deep elf mage stab. Okay, so yeah, what I was thinking was, considering the shaft that happened on that that Phoebe, that fellow berserker, I was just thinking, what would this character even do if I got shafted in that situation? Pretty sure the answer is just fucking die. So that's not so good. That's terrible. What a terrible rapier. We're not going to wear that. But then again, like, just as awful shafts could kind of happen in Spider Nest and certainly Shoals. So, I don't know. It's going to be bad either way if we get that kind of bad luck. I think we go to Spider. Maybe try to stop wandering around so much and we won't get wrecked on spell hunger so badly. Oh, hi. 38%. I guess we could Phantom Mirror her. That might be kind of cute. This is my only chance to do it. No, it's not. Okay, I miscast Petrify. Lovely. This is a solid use of Phantom Mirror, honestly. I'm just hoping that there's no Entropy Weavers, but I think it's guaranteed that there are Entropy Weavers. It seems wasteful to you. Queen's Ants are kind of weak sauce. I don't know, man. When you have low AC, even with our poison, they can kind of... Maybe I overestimated it. I'm just treating this character like he's a... You know, like he's a... What do you call it? A caster, you know? You think we woke up the floor a little bit? I mean, I just wanted the... I don't think I can overstate how much I hate Entropy Weavers, and unfortunately we didn't even kill the other one. Managed to avoid the anthill alarm trap. Yeah, right. There's always one, right? Or am I wrong? We've got to LRD this guy, unfortunately. I'd rather not, but seems like we have to. Got him. All right, this looks bad, but it's not that bad. Because check out, we've killed so much shit that the Gozag distract is in overdrive right now. So this stuff is almost never going to do anything to me. I could fight this whole floor and I'd feel confident doing it from this hallway. Maybe not with this asshole here. That I don't want to deal with. We'll petrify him, and then we'll stab him. But yeah, the Gozag stuff is just going to get better and better and better and better as we kill stuff. Honestly, like in a little hallway like this, I'd be happy to be marked. Even in Spider. As long as there's no, corrosive boys around. Obviously, they put a little bit of a hiccup in that plan. Okay, we're confused. Let's drink Curing. Dude. Okay. This is kind of dumb. Let's charm him. Can we petrify that 11%? Damn it. Give me a distraction stab. How about that? There we go. All right. Getting gold super fast. Soon I'll be able to afford another merchant, which we may very well spend on rations. Game is making me feel bad. Like, honestly, it's funny because I auto-explore almost all my games, and I've never had this much trouble with food on account of it. Okay, I juked the Orb of Destruction. This is a bit of a problem. Why don't we enslave this guy? Why don't we not fail to enslave this guy? How about that? The Tarantella. Okay. Making 61%, huh? We're lagging a bit. Okay, check it out. We're going to petrify that. Order the Tarantella to attack. I want that stab, but it looks like the Tarantella took it out for me. Whoops. Just minimize the window accidentally. Let's try to petrify our own Tarantella. There we go. There's a reason my food is sucking. What is it? Tell me the reason. Carnivores and herbivores get less satiety from rat. What? What are you saying to me? Are you serious? I didn't know that. I wouldn't have taken Gozag probably on a Cobalt if I had known that. That explains everything. I had no idea. You know what's lame is that I bet that wasn't true for meat rations. You know that? Jesus. I But there's no meat rations anymore. Everything's essentially a piece of bread, so I'm guessing that it just treats it like old school rations were treated. Do herbivores still exist even? Oh yeah, I guess spriggans are the only herbivore. Duh. Well, in that case, yeah, it's less the auto-exploring that's screwing me, it's just the fact that I'm a kobold. Well, that explains stuff. I guess this is kind of like trying to play a ghoul of Gozag. Not quite that bad, but still kind of annoying. It's real dumb on my part. Okay. Well, then I made the right choice by focusing on spellcasting, because we cannot brook any spell hunger on this character. Thanks for the heads up on that, doesn't he? I knew something was fucky, you know, like something weird was happening. I'm telling you, I have like an intuition with this game. I may not know exactly why something is happening, but I know, I will always know when something is slightly off. Hey, it's Waifu Gates Ghost. The trollish mishap. Well, I guess he did have a mishap if he's dead. He's a big boy. I coached this guy on stream. 149 hit points, 48 damage. %chance to paralyze. Let's use this 4-stack. That's holy word. I wish we'd opened the door first, but I wanted to know if I had vulnerability, which I still don't know if I have vulnerability. Summoning, random uselessness, okay. 2 scrolls. The ones available are Acquirement, Brand Weapon, Noise, Torment, and Vulnerability. Are the odds in my favor? I don't know. It's bizarre that we had a 4-stack of Holy Word. Also, we now know that this is a Scroll of Summoning. 2 of them, in fact, so this vault's worth going into to get that. It's just the question is, how the hell do we deal with the ghost? Can we deal with the ghost? Vulnerability would make this so much easier, but we don't necessarily have it. I think we have to come back. As much as I want to be walking around with 2 Scrolls of Summoning in my inventory, you can just park the ghost upstairs. That's a fact. Let's do that. That's a good idea. I like these Kazlal themed taunts that the ghost is giving me. But sorry, my suspension of disbelief is gone because he's not talking like a dumb troll. Alright, swiftness. We took 3 steps while swift and didn't get a square of on him. That is bullshit. I guess we're gonna have to teleport. There's no way that my swiftness is gonna last long enough, right? To juke all the way around. You took 2.1 turns and it took 3. So I just barely missed it. That makes sense. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, swiftness is ending. We're gonna have to teleport. Alright, well that was my fault for misjudging. I mean, it's been a while since I've used swiftness, but that's my fault for misjudging exactly how it worked. I guess you should kind of have 4 tiles-ish. I got some spectators here. Let them know about the Twitch. Give me that stab. Okay, Entropy Weaver is gonna be obnoxious. Oh, this is one of those wide open floors. As long as a jumping spider doesn't show up, this is relatively safe. Holy shit, no it's not. Let's blink. Petrify. 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 Okay. Ugly. Ugly as hell. Densely packed Hitlers indeed. We do have fear. But dude, this is hideous enough that I think we want to either open up with some enslaves or we want to open up with summon. How much damage can we take? 18. Jesus, sucks. Dude, come on, give me an enslave. 61%. All right, there we go. All right. No, a Moth of Wrath too. That's so sick. I mean, we have to leave at this point. Either leave or fear. I could fix this so quickly if I just dug out, but not with the Moth of Wrath on the table. You know? Bearing in mind that fear does not work when things are berserked. So I think that we either abandon Spider or go back here. Alright, we got the freaking Entropy Weaver. Now we could just pull him up, I guess. That kind of leaves us with the problem of what are we doing with an Entropy Weaver. Oh, hey, he's moving more slowly. That's good. This is good. Good stab. Good stab. Okay, we have a foothold. And we can even make a merchant, so I'm not going to starve to death. And I saved myself digging. Okay. I was kind of expecting more stuff to bum rush me here. Dude, I thought that Tarantella would get petrified faster. I like this insane God choice streak. I still don't think that Gozag is like particularly crazy on this character. It's just a little weird. Even remembering the fact that rations are a problem. I mean, it's definitely not optimal, I guess, but Gozag's still strong even if you don't get to do anything but enjoy his distract. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Let's see, the VSEE is going so right. No, he's gonna go Trog. Gotta just drop the book and burn it. Actually, that wouldn't even be a terrible idea on a VS, so that's not insane enough. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do the hardest streak of all time. And then I proceed to make just like stone cold retarded decisions. You know, if I do pull this streak off, do you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, oh, well, the game is just easier now, so it doesn't mean as much. I've decided that's going to be the thing they say about it. It's like no winning with these assholes. They're going to find some way to denigrate it anyway. Hell yeah, 38%. Which is funny, because I bet older versions of the game were actually easier to win. Just like more tedious, perhaps. Depending on which version you're talking about. Something without shadow traps, of course. You know what? I'm very happy we haven't seen that Moth of Wrath. I should go back and win on a single-digit version. I guess you could play like a Death Knight, right? That'd be fun. Just win with GrTm. Can you still get to Death Knight on any version? Does that still exist? I know that GammaFunk has the GR Death Knight win that nobody else can get. He has like the high score, but it's like impossible to play it on any server. Have to be offline. Yeah. But that's just Gargoyle Death Knight. I think Death Knights might exist someplace else, just not the gargoyles. Oh man, do I want to try the short sword on? Probably not. Probably I just want scrolls. Brand weapon. Okay, now we can throw that out because we're not going to need branding. Well, Barrow Tonto goes to 0.13, but I feel like maybe on maybe a Krasiak, maybe you could go earlier on that, or perhaps Checkers server. I mean, I say a lot of bad things about Checkers, but he does maintain a lot of wacky things on his server, which can be nice. Can I please get a stab? Would that be possible? Maybe I can get some Gozag distract. No, not a single one. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I alt-tabbed accidentally. Just 0.15 on CPO. Alright, Alpha User, man, thank you for sticking around so long. Honestly, I should be getting off here too. It's getting kind of late. It's really cool to you guys join me deep into the night here. I like how the Entropy Weaver is entangled. And he actually stuck there for like several turns. You'd think they would be immune, but I guess they're Formicids. I guess it's just comical that you can use the features of the floor against them. Oh shit. Okay. Alright, that's better. Let's get some stabs on these scorpions. It's really unclear what they are. They're actually listed with abyss aberrations internally. I don't know, they're like the fever dream of a dev, you know. it's basically the only explanation that matters. Oh boy, I was going to man mode that stuff, but not with an entropy weaver right there. Ah, crap, I'm going to have to come from this angle. It's kind of cool that this is not something I really noticed before, but Petrify is a quiet spell. So I just sat there and paralyzed or petrified every single one of those redbacks right next to this dude, and he is still sleeping. How cool is that? It's really cool, actually. Wow. Claire John, that's a fair point. You know what? I'm gonna pull this stuff up. Not such a dumb character now with my 1900 gold. Got a good 8 rations, definitely full of food. Not hurting on food at all. Actually, we're still hurting on food, but at least we have the money to keep going. Holy shit, dude! Are you like immune to petrifying? We just cast petrify on this guy like 8 times. Okay. How much damage can he actually do? 25 plus bite, and he's fast. I have to actually blink. This is so dumb. I guess that's the RNG for you, but we had like a 70+% chance. The wolf spider struggles to resist. 1, struggles to resist. 2, struggles to resist. 3, 4, 5. 5 casts at 73%. And I had this idea a while back, mechanically, you could like set up the RNG so that if you cast Petrify or any other hex spell, maybe the percentage out starts kind of low. Then you cast again, and every time that they fail to resist, you're kind of breaking down your resistance. And I think it should work reciprocally as well, so that it works for the player like this as well. Your MR actually goes down as you take consecutive hexes, and I think that would be so cool, you know, tactically speaking. But especially, it would cut down on these dumb situations where this happens. You know. See, he can only get 2 attacks on me, right? 25 plus 15. That's 40 damage. 40 damage. So he could actually do 80 damage to me. I hate the fact that we have to blink, but we do. See ya, Claire John. I'm gonna call this stream soon. In fact, I might just make it to safety and then call the stream because it's pretty late. Now he's getting petrified. Gee, thanks. After we burn a blink scroll. Yeah, sure, Claire John. I mean, I stream at these hours pretty regularly these days, so shouldn't be too hard to find me. Yeah, I see people are signing out. It's pretty late. I'll just cut it here. We're halfway through Spider. We made some good progress. I don't know if the character's exactly home free yet. I could certainly make some... It would only take a small mistake to wreck me pretty hard. But LRD is now at 0 spell hunger. We've got 7 casts of it in a row available if we want. So we've got a very powerful character, if not the most tanky character. I feel like, you know, if we could just make it through, here and then maybe get a little bit of MR, we could just tear through Elf if we felt like it because of LRD. Maybe if we were to find Val Clutch in there, perhaps in a bookshop, that'd be pretty cool. And then we'd really be doing crazy stuff. But yeah, I feel like this character just wants more defenses right now. take like dodging and fighting to 15. Yeah, Earth Elementalist, it's weird, but if you're an EE, you're basically, you just have a free elf, you know, because you can, I mean, it's almost comical how good it is, because not only do you get to murder these low hit point monsters at long range, there's actually specific things in that branch that make it even easier. Like, you got enemies that are spawning Earth Elementals for you to blow up. You know, you can target those with LRD. And then, like, the End Vault half the time has, like, a shitload of crystal in it. And now that LRD is, like, quote-unquote nerfed, doesn't take away the walls, you can blow up the crystal walls as many times as you want. And just, like, you know, if you thought you were insta-killing the elves before, now you're insta-killing them even harder, and it's more of an area of effect, you know? So it's honestly, it's kind of outrageous. The only thing that could make it even more broken is if you could, like, LRD the animated weapons, but I mean, they go down pretty quickly, at least. Like, honestly, the only thing I would fear in Elf as this character is, I guess, an Annihilator. If it were to blink next to me, it could LCS me for an instant kill. Or maybe a Blade Master, since those are hard to petrify and they don't go down too quickly to LRD. I guess you could Stone Arrow the animated weapons, but, like, I think they die to, if you LRD the walls around them, you know, even with their defenses, they don't have that many hit points, you know. So, but yeah, Stone Arrow works just as well. Iron Shot, if you've got it. Yeah, I don't know. Master Archers, I guess, could get a decent shot off on you. But if you're smart, you're keeping littler elves in between you and the Master Archer, and then you just LRD the Master Archer to death. So it really is a free branch. It's just a matter of, like, do you have enough magic resistance to safely make it through Orc first? Really, I think that Earth Elementalist is, it's got to be my favorite caster start, just in terms of raw power throughout the game. You know, your power level, you have everything, you know, you have everything that you need to win the game in your starter book. As an Earth Elementalist, and that's true for transmuters as well, sort of, but, like, it's way more painful to win a game with blade hands, you know. But LRD, there's really no part of the game where you're like, oh man, I can't kill things with LRD. It's like you could kill orbs of fire with LRD if you wanted to, you know, and you could do it at full range, like, just conveniently far away. Swamp, but yeah, dude, but the thing is, you get Petrify in Swamp, and then you've seen me casually petrifying Hydras, so the only thing in Swamp that you, I mean, I guess you couldn't petrify, I don't know, I guess the MR on, like, the, what are they called, the Shambling Mangroves is pretty good, and Thorn Hunters is pretty good, but everything else, yeah, the big plants have MR. But you could just petrify stuff around them and cleverly sort of nuke them. And at least one of the Swamp endings is just filled with stuff you can petrify, like it's all simulacrums, the icy ending, which is hilarious. But yeah, I could see that being a problem. I mean, you'd be annoyed by wisps, I suppose. But hell, I mean, you could like Stone Arrow the mangroves to death, I guess. And, like, the hornets that pop out of them, they die to petrify. If you're lucky, you can deal with the plants using the secret tech Bolt of Magma. Yeah, you were talking about that. Like, that's the only use of Bolt of Magma outside of Knolls, is to not tear your hair out in Swamp as a Earth Elementalist. It's kind of funny. What a wacky spell. I don't know. But hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by the stream, doesn't he? As always, super good source of information, that's for sure. Especially on that Kobold, lore, which we've learned almost the hard way this game. But, you know, it's worth it to be a good role player, because kobolds are supposed to be greedy, and I'm the greediest kobold there is of Gozag. My Gozag greed. Alright, well, I'm going to turn in for the night. Until next time, I'm signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.